Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here again taking your fascinating sources and, well, digging deep to find the really interesting stuff.
That's the plan.
Today, we're jumping into a world where things get pretty blurry. The line between living and dead, human and, well, monster. Our listeners sent over a whole stack of material introducing us to Anita Blake. Her everyday life apparently makes her wildest nightmares look almost boring. Set in St. Louis.
Indeed. So our mission today, it's really to unpack Anita Blake's journey, both, professionally and personally.
Okay.
We'll explore the unique demands of her work in this kind of supernatural St. Louis, the really dangerous power struggles she gets tangled up in.
Right.
And importantly, the personal cost. What it takes to survive in a world that's constantly pushing her limits.
Sounds intense.
Yeah, get ready for some maybe surprising insights.
I know.
And maybe a few aha moments about what being a hero actually looks like when, you're surrounded by monsters.
Okay, so let's start with Anita herself. To really get what's going on, we need to understand her. A reluctant professional in this world teeming with monsters.
Right.
You think necromancer, maybe something shadowy. But her job title is animator, and it sounds weirdly corporate.
It kind of does, yeah. She raises the dead for clients, like lawyers needing testimony or families wanting closure.
And she's busy. The sources say sometimes doing, multiple zombie raisings in one night?
Yeah, like 5 a night, especially in October, Halloween season.
Of course.
But what's really striking is that her job doesn't stop there. Not even close.
Oh.
The sources tell us she's also the legal vampire executioner for the state of Missouri.
Wait, legal? Like state sanctioned?
Exactly. State-sanctioned slayer. And on top of that, she's on retainer for RPIT. That's the Regional Preternatural Investigation Team.
Okay. The supernatural cops.
Basically, yeah. She's their go-to expert for anything.
Weird. So it's not just a job. It's like this multi-layered, high-stakes existence. Law, life, death, all tangled together. That kind of pressure, day in, day out, it must change a person. How's she described?
Grumpy, direct, very witty. She's got this peculiar sense of humor, is how the source puts it.
Right. Is that just her, do you think? Or is it like a shield? Something she needs because of the job?
I think it's definitely both, The cynicism, it's not just a shield. It feels more like a fundamental rewiring, a way to cope.
Makes sense.
The sources really show how people in these high trauma jobs, they use dark humor not just to deflect, but to create distance, psychological distance from the sheer horror.
So she can function.
Exactly. Where other people might just break down. It's grim, but it kind of underscores her humanity, ironically. And the toll, it's massive. Anita herself says she has battle fatigue.
I bet.
In just 4 months, the material says she's been stabbed, beaten, shot, strangled, even bitten by a vampire.
4 months? Wow, that's a lot. And it spills over, right? That incident in her apartment.
Oh, yeah. That really drives it home. A police shootout in her own apartment.
Yeah, that's going to make the neighbors a bit nervous.
Understatement. Though, bless her, the neighbor, Mrs. Pringle, is apparently still worried about her working too hard, which is kind of sweet.
A little bit of normal concern in the chaos. But does she ever get a break? Or is her personal life just constantly invaded?
The sources suggest it's pretty much constant. Relentless. What's really compelling is seeing her juggle the totally mundane stuff. Like being overworked by her boss, Bert. He just seems to care about the money, overbooks her like crazy.
Well, she's also dealing with, vampire murder.
Exactly. That contrast, the bureaucratic headache right next to the existential life or death threat, it just hammers home the pressure she's under. Makes you really question what normal could possibly look like for her.
And these murder investigations, they're not just random, are they? They seem to be leading somewhere bigger, deeper into the vampire politics of St. Louis.
Right. The sources kick off with this really unsettling discovery, a body completely drained of blood.
Not typical vampire feeding them.
No, described as a lone kill, which is unusual, and it immediately signals, okay, there's a new player, a ruthless master vampire making a statement.
And the victim.
First one is Cal Rupert, member of HAV Humans Against Vampires.
Ah. So revenge.
Looks like it, a pattern. And it gets confirmed, tragically, with a second victim, Reba Baker.
Okay, what's the connection there?
Well, what's really chilling is that both of them had these dying wills. Specific instructions requesting staking and cremation if they were killed by vampires.
Whoa, so someone knew about these wills, a leak.
Seems like it. It suggests not just a leak, but someone deliberately using that fear. It's targeted. Psychological. This new power isn't just killing, they're sending messages.
Okay, so amidst this rising tension, we meet the current boss vampire.
Jean-Claude, yeah.
Yeah.
Master of the city. He runs this place called the Circus of the Damned.
This sounds theatrical.
Very. He's described as elegant, seductive, but also really manipulative. A big part of the story is him trying to claim Anita, put his marks on her.
These marks, explain those a bit. It's like a vampire thing.
Yeah, it's a magical bond. Created when a vampire drinks a human's blood. It gives the vampire influence, power over the human's thoughts, dreams. Basically turns them into a human servant. Supernatural control.
Which Anita would obviously hate.
Deeply. But Jean-Claude, powerful as he is, might just be, well, upon himself.
Oh, there's someone bigger.
It seems so. The real puppet master pulling the strings. A guy named Mr. Oliver. An incredibly ancient, incredibly powerful master vampire.
How ancient are we talking?
The description is wild. It says he resembles a Homo erectus skull from anthropology class. Potentially 1,000,000 years old.
1,000,000. Okay, that's seriously old.
And powerful.
Immensely powerful. And what's really creepy, he can apparently taste Jean-Claude's marks on Anita.
Oh, so he knows everything.
It shows the depth of his perception, his influence, chilling stuff.
And this Oliver guy, he's behind the chaos, the killing.
His sources point to him orchestrating it all. He's apparently the real force behind Humans First, that radical anti-supernatural group.
So he's using human prejudice to destabilize Jean-Claude. His goal isn't just chaos, it's control. He wants St. Louis for himself. It's way beyond just vampire politics. He's manipulating human fear itself.
Which makes the whole thing so much more complicated and dangerous.
Absolutely. And you see it on the human side, too. There are these figures involved. Jeremy Rubens, described as grumpy, twitchy, a leader in those anti-supernatural groups. Total ends justify the means kind of guy.
Right.
And then there's Carl Inger. He's Oliver's human servant. More polite on the surface, but just as dangerous.
So Oliver has human allies, or pawns, doing his bidding.
Exactly. It shows how, even in a supernatural war, human weaknesses, human prejudices, they're potent weapons, often turned back on humans themselves.
Okay, so it's a total mess of factions and deception. Who does Anita even trust? Let's talk allies, if you can call them that.
Yeah, complicated is the word. First up, there's Richard Zeman.
Science teacher.
Junior high science teacher, yeah. Meets Anita in a memorable way. Naked. During a cobra attack at the Circus of the Damned.
Okay, memorable indeed.
But he turns out to be surprisingly knowledgeable about the supernatural.
Yeah.
And seems genuinely interested in Anita. Asked her out on a date. Caving, I think?
Caving. Okay, so he's different.
Oh, very different. He's human, seemingly, but understands her world, offers maybe a glimpse of something normal, or at least a different kind of connection for her.
Then there's Edward, a.k.a. Death.
Right. Known as Death among vampires, he's an assassin, cold, efficient, but has his own weird code of honor.
An assassin with a code.
Yeah. He initially tries to bully information out of Anita about the Master Vampire situation, but later he kind of becomes this uneasy ally.
Strange bedfellows.
Totally. It highlights how, in this world, sometimes the most lethal people have maybe a clearer sense of right and wrong than the political players. Edward operates by his own rules.
And his alliance with Anita, even if it's tense, shows something about her, right?
Yeah, she attracts allies, or at least connections, from everywhere. Which brings us to Larry Kirkland.
The new guy.
The new animator, yeah. Young, idealistic college kid, only 20. And dangerously naive.
How naive.
Like, believes zombies don't attack people. Naive.
Oh, dear. That's not good in this line of work.
Not good at all. And Anita immediately feels protective, responsible for him, even though she's clearly reluctant.
So even with her tough exterior, she takes on this mentorship role. Another burden.
Seems like it. And speaking of burdens and control, those marks from Jean-Claude, we need to circle back to that.
Right, the psychic loosh.
Pretty much. They give him power over her mind, her dreams. She hates it, fights it constantly. It's not just influence, it's a violation of her autonomy. Her identity.
Constant battle inside her own head.
Exactly. And this internal struggle, this fight for freedom, it leads into this terrifying escalation, the real price of just trying to survive. It blurs all the lines. Things get way more dangerous. Anita gets ambushed by another master vampire, Alejandro, who's working with Oliver. And Alomia.
Alomia. What's that? Aren't they mythical?
That's supposedly extinct for over 200 years, according to the source. Think seductive snake-like monster preys on people's life force. Its appearance is a huge shock.
So an ambush by a master vampire and an extinct monster, bad news.
Very bad. Anita's badly hurt, nearly drowned, and poisoned by the lamias bite. She's basically dying.
Oh, God. So what happens? Who helps her?
This is where Richard steps back in, desperate to save her from the poison. He takes her to Jean-Claude.
To the guy trying to control her. Why?
Because he's the only one powerful enough, maybe? And this is where Richard drops a bombshell about himself. He's a werewolf.
Oh, the science teacher?
Yep, got it from a bad batch of lycanthropy serum, apparently. Not a bite, which is interesting.
Okay, twists keep coming. So werewolf Richard takes dying Anita to Master Vampire Jean-Claude. This sounds fraught.
Hugely fraught. Richard is making an impossible choice, basically trading her will for her life.
And Jean-Claude saves her.
He does, by giving her the third mark.
Yeah.
Drinking her blood while she's unconscious.
Oh, no. So he gets what he wanted.
He does. It saves her life, grants her immunity to poison, even some new abilities. But yeah, she's now officially his human servant. He has more power over her.
And Richard saw this.
Richard watched the whole thing, the ritual. He confirmed Jean-Claude's intent wasn't just about saving her. It was possessive, almost romanticized in a really disturbing way.
How does Anita react when she finds out?
Furious, absolutely enraged, feels totally used, betrayed, her agency stolen, even in the act of saving her life.
But there's another twist, right? Something about her being a necromancer.
Right. Alejandro, the vampire who attacked her, he reveals this later. Anita isn't just an animator who raises zombies on command. She's a necromancer.
What's the difference?
It implies innate power. Power over the dead, yes, but crucially, it means she keeps her free will, even as a vampire servant.
Whoa! So Jean-Claude's control isn't absolute.
Apparently not. It makes her this incredibly dangerous weapon. Someone who could defy even master vampires. It completely reframes her power. A massive aha moment.
Okay, so all this drama, betrayal, new powers, it's leading up to a big confrontation.
The ultimate Halloween showdown. Oliver makes his move. He issues a public challenge to Jean-Claude for control of St. Louis.
Public? How?
He stages it as part of the Circus of the Damned show on Halloween night. Pure theater.
A circus show for a vampire duel.
Exactly. Blend of illusion and real supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
The Lomia is there. Jean-Claude's wolves, other werewolves like Stephen and Irving. It's a spectacle designed for maximum impact, maximum fear.
And Oliver's plan. What's the end game of this show?
It's terrifyingly clever. The losing master vampire there to be publicly staked by Anita.
No, using her job against her.
Exactly. The state's legal executioner. He's twisting her duty into this grotesque public execution to cement his own power. It puts her in an absolutely impossible situation.
What does she do? What happens?
Well, first, tragedy strikes. Richard, he tries to intervene, bravely steps in, and Oliver just brutally tears his throat out, kills him, or seems to.
Oh my God. Oh, Richard.
It's brutal. But in that moment, Anita, she uses what Alejandro told her about her free will, the necromancer power. She seizes the moment.
She doesn't stake Jean-Claude.
Nope. She takes Oliver's own staking kit, the ash spake, the mallet, and she goes after him.
Whoa, turning it back on him.
And how? She doesn't just stake him. She brutally kills him, ribs out his spine and head. It's visceral. A total rejection of his control, a reclamation of her own power, fueled by, well, what she thinks is Richard's sacrifice.
That is intense, a profound act of defiance, but violent.
Extremely violent. The aftermath is chaos, injuries everywhere. Those werewolves, Stephen and Irving, badly torn up. Victory, but at a huge cost.
But it opens a new chapter, right? Freedom, identity.
Sort of. And here comes another huge twist. Richard reappears.
He's alive.
Alive and healed because, werewolf.
Why? The lycanthropy? Okay, well.
And he brings more news. Apparently those marks Alejandro, the other master vampire, put on Anita during the attack, they've somehow canceled out Jean-Claude's marks.
Canceled them out, so she...
Free. According to Richard, she's free from Jean-Claude's direct control.
That's huge after everything. How does she feel about that? Relieved.
It's complicated. Yes, freedom, but she's grappling with it. The sources say she even realizes, kind of surprisingly, that she might miss Jean-Claude.
Miss the guy who tried to enslave her.
It speaks to the complexity, right? The bonds formed, even toxic ones. It's not simple relief. And she also accepts Richard's werewolf nature, his monster status. It shows how her own view of herself, of the world, is shifting. The lines are blurring for her, too.
So her identity is really solidifying now. She's more than just the animator or the executioner.
Yeah, the sources call her a zombie queen, vampire slayer, and necromancer. And with this clearer sense of self, she makes a big decision about Larry.
The naive apprentice.
She decides she will mentor him properly, Teach him how to hunt vampires.
Wow. Taking responsibility.
Her goal, she says, is to make him one of the good ones. Protect him. Maybe give him a better path than the brutal one she's walked. It's a really powerful moment, trying to shape the future.
So the story ends with her. Where? What's next?
It ends with her facing a really uncertain future. She's got these new dynamics with Richard, with Edward the assassin, with Laurie, her apprentice. Life is definitely not getting simpler.
No kidding.
But her survival instinct, her evolving sense of justice, her unique powers, they're all driving her. She's become this incredibly formidable figure in a world that's basically always at war.
What an incredible journey we've just unpacked, seriously. From complaining about paperwork to literally slaying ancient master vampires and tearing out their spines. Anita Blake's world, it's just this relentless grinder, testing her will, her morals constantly.
Absolutely. She starts as, a woman with a really weird job. But by the end, she's forged this identity that's way beyond any simple label.
Her story really makes you think, doesn't it? About what freedom actually means when you're caught up in these power systems, supernatural or frankly even human ones.
It really does. Anita's choices, they're often born out of sheer necessity, right? Just trying to survive. And they constantly force her and us, reading it, to question her own ideas of good and evil.
Yeah. I mean, in a world where supposedly extinct monsters just pop back up and your allies might be just as dangerous as your enemies, what even is a monster? Or a hero, for that matter?
That's the big question, isn't it? So we'll leave you with this thought to chew on. When that fight for survival just blurs every single line, how much of your own humanity can you actually afford to hang on to? And what's the ultimate cost?